Good Lord. What do you want?
That's a lot of...
So what?
But you shouldn't steal it.
Well, that's a lie.
Well, here?
Why not?
Because cabbage doesn't grow...
Oh, well...
Why did you steal it in the first place? Who ever heard of someone stealing cabbage?
Well, I wanted to make sauerkraut and sell it, but now I'm afraid the people will know. Where would I even get so much cabbage?
So you're sitting on a heap of sauerkraut?
Well, do you want a taste? Mum always said I made the best sauerkraut, though she also said I was dumb as a rock before she chased me.
I'm sorry.
That's very nice of you.
I'd love to.
Here you go.
Oh, Mum.
I told you so. If you want, I'll make... At least I wouldn't... But what will I...
This cannot go on.
I get it.
Oh, for the love of God. Why don't you try running away?
Where to? I wouldn't know what to do. Maybe the bailiff will have mercy on me. All I did was steal a bit of cabbage.
Bit of an understatement, but whatever.
I could work to make up for it. Maybe by making sauerkraut. I'd like that.
What do you want?
Gamekeeper Vostatek from Takov sent me here.
You were sent by Vostat?
Yes. He hired me to find and catch poachers in his forests. That job's done. He said there's something I could help you with. He was talking about...
Nice. You might actually be useful then. What's your name?
Henry.
I'm Varel, the gamekeeper in these parts. But I suppose you know that. The lad who helps me told me a while ago about this ghost you mentioned. But I'll tell you about that after you help me with those bastards infesting my forests. What do you say?
Aye.
Sure.
How do you know you've got poachers?
The usual. There's been less and less game, and there's always a reason for that. I thought at first it might be them wolves that are... But I found some remains. It's a poacher, all right.
How can you tell?
There were knife cuts on the bones, not marks of wolves' fangs.
Where do these bastards of yours...
The first one has been poaching Troskovitz, the graveyard site. Now we've started patrolling there, he's pulled back to Slatigo, somewhere to the east of the grave, and we ain't too...
Why's that?
The place is cursed. And on top of that, it's swarming with wolves. You know that half-built cottage in Slatigo?
That must be deep in the forest, right?
The previous gamekeeper started building it, but he didn't finish it. He kicked the bucket before he could go on his first round. I've been gamekeeper here since then, and I don't intend...
Vostatek was moaning his forests are full of the vermin. How many do you think you've...
I have my suspicions about 3 places, and poachers always work alone. So I reckon it's an unholy trinity.
Right.
Good luck. Take care. Farewell.
Leave me alone. I ain't gonna...
It won't...
Very well.
I took care of Char...
I reckon he's not so handsome now, is he? I'm glad that fucker's dead.
I've got it right here.
Aye, that's the one. Oh, that bastard really had good taste. But I don't plan on wearing it. Someone might mistake me for him and stab me in the back.
How about a reward?
Believe me, I'd gladly give you something. If only old Samin wasn't such a miser. I'm starting to believe he really isn't as wealthy as he used to be. But, if you like, you can
I'll take it. It would be a shame for
be
it.
my guest. But, if you end up with a dagger in your gut because someone mistook you for Charlie, don't come crying to me.
So what now? I reckon I'll have...
Aye, unfortunately. If you're going out in public, take a bath first. What happened?
Do you know who...
Well, if you've got...
I've got... Look, it seems you're not too keen on getting him. You knew him better than the others, didn't you?
Knew him. Johnny was my right-hand man. Can't even count how many times we saved each other's asses. And now his is in a sling.
What should I bring back?
His shield, I reckon.
Where can I find the gob?
You know what's funny? If I hadn't sent him out on an errand just before you got to Apollonia, you'd have got us both.
Where did he send him?
Just a little ways off, to the bank of Rock Tower Pond. There's an abandoned hut there, from what I've heard. He and his people are still...
Why did you send him to a hut by the pond?
Another band ambushed a noble's retinue there. We wanted to see if anything got left behind.
I know exactly. I was in that group they attacked.
You were, eh? Then you were bloody lucky to come out of it alive. The ones that attacked you ain't any ordinary footpads. They weren't there for the silver.
What did they want then?
Lord knows, lad. Some higher goal, I reckon. Those types are the worst.
What's the gob like?
What can I tell you? He's just the best. A mountain of a man. A hell of a warrior. Bloody smart, too. But he's too old and too proud to give up on his craft and go and rest on his laurels. I like the bloke. He deserves to die in peace, with a woman in his arms. Not being hunted down like some...
I've heard enough.
Henry, wait. You know, Johnny was a stand-up bloke, and it would be a shame to kill him. What's more, he's a fair bit older than me, and he has a bum leg. It would be dishonourable to kill...
Wait. So you want me to let him go?
Not so loud. I know Samin wants them all dead.
But if I let him live, I risk not only my arse, but yours and his as well.
Aye. But he doesn't deserve the same death as those whoresons Charlie and Canker. Unlike those other bastards, Johnny never betrayed me. Surely I don't have to explain to you how rare that is among bandits.
Well, I'm still not too sure about it. Though I'll save my skin before I save his. So if you don't...
Of course. Farewell, Henry.
Oh, was willst du?
We know each other, don't we? We met at Trotsky.
Oh ja, du hast recht. You are Henry, Lord Capen's man. Seltsamer Zufall. The last time I saw you, we were ambushed in that fucking ravine.
You survived the attack. A lot of people...
Genau. Wirklich terrible it was, but I survived. With a bruise or two and a concussion. Unfortunately, the other fellows I was with were not so lucky. Now our village has only sorrowful mothers, widows und Waisen.
Where are you headed now?
Duty calls, for I am still the magistrate in unserem Dorf.
And your lord is still Otto von Berghoff?
Ja, natürlich. And that verdammte tragedy of Nabokov has me busy dealing with the inheritance left by the poor souls who fell there.
It sounds urgent. If you have to deal with it when the gravedigger is barely buried.
Well, there is no one to do it for me. The scribe is crippled, and both of my servants are dead. And worse, I can forget about riding for a while. That bastard who knocked me down broke 2 of my ribs. Ja. Und was ist mit... I heard they hounded you through the woods like vermin. Von Bergo has got it in for you, they say. Is that true?
If you really want to know, bailiff, von Bergov's a lying bastard who betrayed us. And not only us. The traitor has King Wenceslas imprisoned in Vienna.
And why are you telling me this?
Because we are on different sides in this war, and we could just as well beat each other to a pulp, bailiff. But there's no sense in you taking needless risks for a lord who left your village full of widows and orphans.
I lost many good men there. And perhaps the blame lies with him. Schön. I will pretend I heard nothing, and we can go our separate ways. Mögen...
I'll kill you. Attack! Come and help us! Expect that, eh, you scum?
Attack! Everyone, get...
Gules sent me.
What? Why should I believe you?
Please. Just surrender, and I'll spare you.
Useless!
Calm
See
down!
that coming,
I
eh?
surrender! Mercy!
Well, guilty, you piece
I
of
surrender!
Ah.
I've been waiting!
took out the gob.
Well, well. And what about the,
I did what you...
I?
Just for a bit.
And what did he say?
That you're an old git.
That's just like him. Thanks.
Surprised.
Aye. It's hard to surprise an old goat like me. But you managed it. And you took his shield?
I've got it.
Aye.
If it's all the same...
It's yours, Henry. I wanted to keep it as a reminder of the good times I had with Johnny. But I reckon it's enough to know he's still alive.
Thanks.
I saved the worst one for last. Casper. Only you'll have to wait a few days before I find him. It was good to see you, my friend. Excuse... Good afternoon.
Have you found...
I did. But Henry, be very careful. There's a reason I left Casper for last. The man is a real beast.
And you reckon
I hope so.
I do.
Then listen, his band is one of the biggest. Casper himself is deadly in his own right. A real beast, like I said.
Great. Do you at least know how to get to him?
Unfortunately not. I'd love to help you, but I don't know how. I've always been a bit leery of the fucker myself.
Where should I look?
From what I hear, they've holed up. Be careful. The rocks are treacherous. It's easy to lose your way, even in broad daylight. And if you go there at night, be bloody careful.
Aye. I understand.
Weren't you listening? It'll be bloody hard to find them there. And to make what's more, I heard they recently got their hands on a fine bit of loot. So I guarantee they'll be...
This is starting to sound more and more...
Yeah, I'm sure you'll...
That's everything. Wait, one more...
I'd trust you now, even if you didn't bring anything back. Bring me his gold ring. You'll
have a soft spot for trinkets, do you?
That fucker put it on every time he wanted to... The edges are quite sharp. And I've got an old souvenir from him myself. Just under my ear.
All right. If I come back in one piece, I'll bring you...
God bless Henry!
Come over here. Hans double-crossed.
How do you know?
I found out by chance. It wasn't just me that fell for that tale of selling wares for a tidy profit in Germany. He'd take people to taverns, get all friendly with them, then take all their goods and vanish.
How many people are we...
I know of at least 3. But it wouldn't surprise me if there wasn't a lot more of us.
Well, you should report him. They'll catch him and give him what for.
It's already been done. He got caught with stolen goods somewhere. Then one thing led to another, and they found out he was involved in all sorts of dodgy business.
Well, that's good, isn't it?
I suppose so. But it made me realize how hard it is to trust anyone these days.
Not everybody's out.
I hope you're not, at least. Sorry I mistook you for him. But you do look a lot alike.
So, chances are you won't be seeing your...
Oh, see, that reminds me. I need to pay you back for what you gave me last time. Hans may have been a crook, but I pay my debts.
Nah, you keep it.
Seems that not all people are bad after all. May God repay you for your kindness.
I'd like to...
Take your...
You're mine! Alert! To arms! Bloody mutt!
I'm gonna teach you a lesson, asshole! Attack! Come and help us! Who'll help you, idiot? With me!
You're in for an arse kicking, you piece of shit! We're on...
I'm all yours! Are you...
You won't get away with that, bastard!
That must be the unfinished cottage Varel was talking about. This is the poacher's camp for sure. Only there's no one here, and it looks like nobody's been here for quite some time. That's odd. I must have a look around. It looks like the poacher was attacked by wolves in his hideout. He tried to flee, but they chased him down. Oh well. I'd better report it to the gamekeeper. I've got some evidence if he wants it.
There's a fiddle. What happened? Greetings.
I've got news about that poacher.
And?
Not exactly.
What is that?
Well, you know how you said this poacher leaves a mess behind?
I know, the weasel. That really makes my blood boil.
Anyway, that's how the wolves sniffed him out. He didn't stand a chance against them. There wasn't much left of him, but I brought it.
Show me. A hunting knife. This knife will be no use to him now. But still, no one deserves such a fate. Getting ripped to pieces by... Oh, never mind. I'm not going to grieve over it.
You said something about a ghost.
Hold your horses. All in good time. If you... Or are you tired of walking through...
Oh, leave it.
What do you want?
What should I do with him? Arrest him and take him to Troskovitz?
If some wild beast doesn't mete out justice first, aye. If he's not willing... But make sure he's not too battered.
Yeah. There's a lot of poachers on the rampage here, aren't there? Is there anything different about...
This poacher is operating on a big... He's killing so much game that he must be selling it somewhere. It's much more than he could use himself. Only, to prove anything, I'd have to grill all the innkeepers in the area.
Where does this one hunt? Any idea where I should go looking?
A stone's throw from here, in the woods around Sameen Pond.
Christ, that's right here under your nose.
I don't like going into them forests, to tell the truth. Even though they're nice and close, there's something not right about them. The game is often frightened. He uses that to his advantage. Miller Kreisel occurred to me. He looks out over that area, so he might know something. Even if he isn't...
Actually, Kreisel has people working for him who live even closer. I'll ask them.
Whatever you say.
Thanks. I'll go and find...
Good luck. Take care.
Greetings to you.
Greetings.
Gamekeeper Varel sent me into the forest. I hope you don't have...
I don't have time for... But it's true, you can sometimes hear some bastards on the... But none of them has dared to come down here. I reckon they're afraid of getting into a chat with Zenek and having...
Thanks. Someone's making camp here, but it looks like a bandit's camp.
steel up your ass!
I yield!
Bandits. Could they be the ones I'm looking for? I should look around their camp. This is definitely evidence. Interesting. Interesting.
Lord be with you.
Casper is with...
That's the last flea out of the mattress. Good job, Henry. What about the ring? Have you got it?
I've got it here.
Aye, that's the... It matches my eyes, don't you think?
If Casper was the last of your band, then we've got them all.
Indeed. The local lords can rest easy once again.
And what about you?
Aye. Me too, for that matter. If you hadn't taken care of them, it'd just be a matter of time before they came to... I'm nothing but a bloody turncoat to them now. And the punishment for that is harsh. So thanks.
What's next for you?
Now? Now that I've put my past to rest, hopefully he'll be able to trust me.
That'll be quite the change, no?
Yeah, it sure will. I just wonder if I'm not too old. If it's not too late for me already. I don't know if I can get used to it, but I reckon we'll see.
You're welcome.
Likewise, managed to get a bit of silver out of Samin. Lord knows you.
Thanks. Well,
Come and see me anytime. You're good, Henry. I'd like to... What do you want? I'd like... Fine.
Piss on that fucking thief's head! And what do you... I hope you're...
Lord Samin, I'd like to apologise for ruining the wedding. I'm really sorry.
You showed your true colours, Henry. You really let me down. At least you're man enough to come and apologise. Don't apologise just to me, though. Never mind that the wedding cost me a fortune, to hell with that. But you should apologise to my...
What's new in the province, sir?
You mean since you and Jan Žižka escaped from Trotsky? Well, don't look so surprised. That night, every able-bodied man was searching for you in Apollonia. Right now, I should probably detain you and take you to Trotsky. But I won't do it. I'm actually rather grateful to you.
Grateful?
Well, until von Berghoff returns, there's no lord at Trotsky, thanks to you. So for once, I don't have to kneel to anyone. And I can look my son in the eye.
So you knew about it?
About what?
Von Berghoff sent us to torture a captive bandit. We pried it out of him that your son Older was helping Žižka.
Jesus Christ!
We didn't tell a living soul about it.
Praise the Lord! I don't even know how to thank you. If von Berghoff found out about it, that would be the end of us all.
But you didn't answer me. Did you know what Older was doing? Where he went from the wedding?
I didn't. Not until he came home with his leg all cut up. He could no longer tell me he'd been hunting. Naturally, I'd never have agreed to such madness. But, as it turned out, he was on the right side.
What will you do now?
Nothing. God willing, von Berghoff will never learn of what Older was doing. And, if necessary...
Is anyone looking for him?
Not likely. As I said, Trotsky is currently without a lord. Chamberlain Schaumburg is dead, so there's no one to pay the soldiers' wages. But truth be told, I wouldn't much show my face there if I were you. You never know. May God be with you.
That's it! And next time, don't go creeping around with no one off.
So,
Henry! One day the whole of Trotsky is chasing you and Zizka all over Apollonia, and then you're back like nothing happened. Man, you've got balls the size of boulders. What's new? Von Berghoff has fucked off, that's new. Mainly thanks to you.
it's far from over.
Aye, but when I see the kind of people on our side, I believe it'll all work out.
Well, be careful with those people. Von Berghoff sent us to Trotsky to torture a prisoner. One of yours. He told us you were involved in that ambush.
But, Jesus. That would be...
That wouldn't have ended well for you.
And not just me. Father, Gnarly, Agnes, and the others. They didn't know anything about it.
Von Berghoff wouldn't have cared.
Thank you, Henry. I know you had good reason to hate us, but I wasn't at the pond, I swear. I just wanted to get von Berghoff.
What happened, happened. Nothing will bring our friends back to life.
I will pray for them.
What will you do now?
We don't have to do anything just now. We get a brief respite from von Berghoff and we can breathe a little easier, but
But
if he comes back again, and carries on doing what he did before...
then you'd put your family at risk again? Really?
I don't know, Henry. I truly don't know. As you said yourself, it's not over yet.
What will you do?
Like I...
Is any...
You mean you and Zizka? I doubt it. There's nobody who'd pay for your heads. I reckon you could stroll right into Trotsky and nobody would bat an eye.
Why did you join up with those outlaws in the first place?
That's obvious enough, isn't it? Von Berghoff is a traitor and a plague on this land. Zizka and his men were the only ones with courage enough to stand up against his injustice.
But you put your family at risk by doing that.
At the time, I didn't realize it. I was only thinking of higher interests, understand? But
Did you know Istvan Toth?
that foreigner, that dirty fucking louse with a rat face. Only by sight, thank God. You did well to throw him down from that tower, the swine. I hope he's roasting in hell. Till we meet again.
Things.
I found those poachers, like you...
Poachers?
Yeah. A whole band of them. And not just poachers.
How'd you figure?
From the way they were armed to the teeth. Their camp is a little to the south of the pond. It's full of loot.
Somewhere by the rocks? Well, that's damn close. Got any proof they're there?
I found this on them.
Typical. The fuckers know what they're doing.
This lot weren't willing to listen to reason. So I dealt with them. They won't be doing any more poaching.
Blimey. You took them on all by yourself. Well, you saved me having to persuade Bailiff Thrush to send the Troskovitz garrison after them.
Have you anything else for me? What about the ghost you mentioned?
Aye, the ghost. He was poaching in Kopanina for a while, right on the border between my patch and Vostatek's. He knew well what he was doing. You wouldn't believe it, but it turned out to be some Hans Caper, a noble from some rat-eye place. They wanted to hang him in Trotsky, but didn't in the end, I hear. They say Sir Otto himself stepped in.
Apart from the odd detail, it's just like you said.
There's no depths nobles won't stoop to these days.
So if I'd come to see you earlier, I'd have tracked down this nobleman. I'd love to know how that would have...
We can't turn back the clock, but I can see into the future, where there's a nice reward waiting for you for helping out me and Vostatek. And here it is.
Is that the end of the poachers in Trotsky?
It ain't such a big area that there'd be dozens of the buggers.
That's true.
You too, Henry. Farewell.
Watch where you're going.
Greetings, what do you need? I'll have a...
God bless.
About Nick...
Got that...
You want...
That's perfect. I don't think you're a spy. Can't say for sure, but you seem all right.
What about Nick Vard then?
Nick Vard asked me to do something for him. He must have admired my devotion to Lord von Bergoth. Either way, Nick looked troubled and not very healthy. He wanted me to fetch him something he lost outside the castle, and I told him I would. At least I could check to see if anyone was sneaking around about the castle. But then Nickvard clutched his belly and ran off. So I never found out what he wanted, or from where.
That's all?
Aye. If you run into Nickvard, ask him if he still needs it or whether he found it himself. I'll be going into war soon, so I don't have time for these things, see?
I'll tell him.
Greetings.
I'm Henry.
What's it to you who...
Look here, Henry. Actually, why not?
All right then.
Are you really not going to tell me?
And why the hell should I? If that's all we need. Fellas wandering around...
This place used to be a...
No, it was the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. This is where the stone... Once the castle was completed, the mining... There's nothing left of those days. Just that old loony who keeps getting in our way.
What loony were you talking about?
Well, I heard he was a stonemason at the quarry. The rumour around the village is he and his friends saved their pay for... The one who knew where the coin was hidden fell off the top of the quarry and was dead on the spot. Since then, the other fella's been sleeping in a nearby dilapidated shack and coming here every day to look for the silver. He's gone completely insane. Batty old fool. You can't even reason with him.
Blessing.
About that lost alchemy.
Please tell me you found it.
Not yet. But I searched...
Tell me what you've learned.
It looks like Nickvar brewed some sort of potion from the book. He told Regina it would restore his youth, but the potion didn't sit well with him. He must have spent a lot of time on the privy at the training grounds below the Crone. Bertha brewed a digestive potion for him, but it didn't work. When he wasn't shitting or writing notes to servants, he asked Hirsch to bring him something from beyond the castle walls. He lost something there, and then he vanished without a trace.
What do you think about it?
The three of them conspired to get rid of Nickvard.
Well, you've forgotten about me. Because I kept telling Nickvard, don't carry books around. And what does he do? It sounds like it happened in the privy by the guardhouse. At least it fell on... Please look outside the castle under the guardhouse and bring the book. And Nick...
You must be Nickvard, eh? Poor wretch. How many more times am I gonna have to poke around in corpses and shit for that damn cradle?
What?
I have the book for...
Well, I must admit, I haven't had an apprentice this handy in a long time. Zinnik has nothing on you.
I didn't even look inside.
You had a treasure like this in your hands, and you weren't even... Well, I suppose it's not for everyone. I'll have a look for myself. This really... But why is it all covered in shit, for fuck's sake?
Let's just say the scribe didn't have it. It actually wasn't even in the castle. Under it, really.
Oh, refining saltpeter. Boil wine and alum. Grind. Ah, of course, it makes sense. I'll study the rest on the way. Well, the last chapter of our story of knowledge awaits us. The grand finale.
So what now? Do you have another job for me?
Charcoal. Sulfur from Hermes Trismegistos. Salt as long as Black Bertolt didn't make any mistakes in his calculations. We have everything.
What Bertolt? Oh, God damn it, Crazer, what's going on here? I'm tired of flying back and forth like a rag on a stick. I won't be led around by the nose. Will you finally tell me what's going on?
Believe it or not, all this secrecy had its reasons. But now I don't have to hide anything from you. It's time. We'll meet with the others in the lair, And there you'll learn the whole truth. You go ahead.
All right then.
See you soon, my friend.
What'll happen now?
Our last supper, with only one but very filling course, awaits us.
Crazel, please. For once, just once, tell me what's actually going on.
And rob myself of enjoying your blissful ignorance? Not a chance. Tell me yourself.
Like always. You'll send me off somewhere to look for something, and you'll have a fancy speech to go with it.
He knows you now as well as we do, Miller.
I do tend to do that, true enough. But no, today things will be different. Bonnie will start today. At least I'll finally see if she understood my teachings. Bonnie?
First of all, I'd like to thank you on behalf of the whole gang for all the work you've done. We could never have finished the job without you. We found 2 new partners, you and Monarch here. It's good to have someone to rely on. So, it's time we started being honest with you, so you can finally learn the whole truth.
Not yet. Let's pull up that uppity bastard's leg a bit longer. That's the fun part!
One more word, Zinek, and you'll get one on the nose.
Calm down, friend. I'm just kidding. Tell him then, Bonnie.
This whole time, you've been collecting ingredients and clues for us. But, so you wouldn't go nosing around, we always told you it was for something different than it actually was.
The miller here calls it tackets.
Tactics, you idiot. And everything worked out according to plan. So today we're finally close to our great success. With the help of Hermes Trismegistos and his successors, we'll finally complete the dream of all alchemists. Our magnum opus.
Exactly, Bonnie.
Magnum opus. A great work of alchemy. You're trying to make the Philosopher's Stone.
I see you've learned something after all. But no, the Philosopher's Stone isn't our goal.
Let's see then, Henry. What is it you think we're making here?
You're trying to find a cure.
Well, Henry's not too far from immortality as the goal of every scholar. At least the spiritual kind. Let's start at the beginning. My father was a miller as well, but I was never much interested in the trade. Even as a young boy, I loved running around Lower Samine and investigating everything living and dead. And I had a lot of questions about everything. Then my mother, God rest her soul, decided it'd be best for me to go to study in Prague. As soon as I grew up and gained a bit of sense, I packed my bags and left.
So you went to a university in Prague? The son of a miller?
Why not? My father worked his arse off, and he had the coin for it, miller or not. I met a lot of remarkable people at the university, and my thirst for knowledge kept growing. But in the end, it only took a year of all that pretentious, scholarly blathering and hypocritical nonsense for me to realize I wouldn't learn anything proper there. Most of the students and masters are just a bunch of dogmatic fools. They have their own truth, and those who want to know more or ask the wrong questions fall into disfavor, as was my case.
So they kicked you out?
I didn't give them the pleasure. I left myself. The most important science is not subject to any religious dogma. And, of course, it's not taught at any university.
You mean alchemy?
Exactly. The art of combination and dissolution. The key to understanding the very nature of the world. There's only one queen of science. Alchemy. I returned to the mill in Lower Samine and started a new life.
What did your parents say when you returned from your studies?
My mother had already passed away. All my father said was, "I knew you'd be back." And he sent me to haul sacks of flour. I think in the end he was glad to have someone to take over the mill from him. From then on, alchemy became my true passion. I brought a few important books from Prague. I started with the most difficult thing. I tried to create gold.
That was pretty daring of you.
As you might expect, it didn't work. But after a few tries, I managed to create something entirely different. Once I tried mixing sulfur, charcoal, and saltpeter. I had a candle burning next to me. A gust of wind scattered the mixture, and all of a sudden, bang! I almost shit myself, I tell you. But then I realized I'd unwittingly created a miracle. Explosive black powder.
I knew it was something like that. I've seen that kind of thing before.
And you didn't say anything? Well, you're in on it with us now.
I couldn't continue my experiments on my own, but Bonnie and Zinnig did a few little jobs for me.
So he initiated us.
But we just still didn't know how to do it right and not blow ourselves up in the process.
And we used up a huge amount of saltpeter and sulfur.
By the way, the manuscript from that Hermes Trismegistos was our shopping list and price list for material from Kuttenberg.
Only we didn't know correct proportions. I looked up a few of my former fellow students and brought it up with them. And we found out that before us, some monk had already made the discovery.
Some fella called Black Bertold. And that he even started writing a book called For Your There.
We can believe our luck when we found out there's a copy of it right here at Trotsky.
And you know the rest.
It's a discovery that will change history. In the right hands, it can make miracles happen. All it takes is a spark, and a storm of fire will sweep away the old world order. It will wipe out stupidity and ignorance, once and for all.
And what will happen now?
As I said, we're about to have our last supper on our journey to satisfy our hunger for knowledge. A feast of smoke and fire. Black Bertold never finished his book, because he never had enough ingredients for his last great experiment. But now, thanks to you, we do. We can finally finish Bertold's work and finish his book. We'll see with our own eyes what a barrel of black powder can do. I hope you're as excited as I am.
I've heard enough. Now I want to see that with my own eyes.
Let's do it then. Bonnie, is everything ready?
Indeed it is. We can get started. Long live the beautiful new world.
Looks like it ain't working.
I'd say it works just fine.
This will change history.
What? I can't hear a thing. But I'd say it works just fine.
As long as you listen to me and keep the proportions right, you won't fuck it up.
White
I might actually listen to you if my ears ever stop ringing. Oh, you pooch.
You really led me on about the Gunpowder magazine, didn't you? A golem made of dough, souls inside saltpeter, the secrets of light and shadow. That was all just empty talk, wasn't it?
Not exactly. It's all based on the real philosophy of the Jewish Kabbalah. I studied the writings of Bonaventura and Dietrich von Freiburg, but it was never in my interest to put their theories into practice. But they work brilliantly as a cover-up, don't you think?
I really thought you'd have a golem made from dough walking around the mill, or that I could become invisible.
Ah, but black powder is no less a miraculous creation.
So for the last time, Crazel,
I'll do what I promised, and what will most likely be my fate. I'm going to gather together all the knowledge I've acquired and finish Black Berthold's book. I'll finish his own... That's up to you, Henry. You're a free man. Lord Samin has no hold over you, and never did. You know, the inevitability of God's plan takes no interest in people like you and me. We'll always be little people, beneath it all.
that sounds somehow hopeful in a peculiar way, I'd say. Now I'm even happier about the great thing we've accomplished here.
The ideal conclusion, I'd say. Maybe it's time to carry sacks at a different mill. But if you're still interested in learning a bit more, drawing from the well of alchemical knowledge...
I know where to find...
Indeed. Farewell.
That's all. We've been through a lot together. Will you
Have you not grown tired of all? I've told you plenty already. And if I left...
I know about the university, the alchemy...
That's a question I'd like to know. To find yourself, and who you really are. Isn't that the only true meaning of life?
What's new?
Nothing much. Take care. Good night.
Black powder?
Imagine, that monarch of ours is half deaf.
That dog of yours? What does that have to do with the gunpowder magazine?
Just that I was wondering that the explosions didn't bother him at all. At least he won't suffer here. And now I'm not surprised he was so unhappy with that bastard Vesaric. In any case, you impressed Crazel by figuring out what we're doing here.
His beating around the bush was quite suspicious, and he's lucky he didn't run into someone who would turn him in for witchcraft.
Anyway, you did a damn fine job. You deserve a nickname from me, like I promised. We're going to call you... Sourdough.
Sourdough?
Well, when you came here, you were kind of unrefined, grey, nothing much. But as you gained experience, you rose and rose until you've risen into a companion we need not be ashamed of. Take care then, Sourdough, and come back and visit sometime.
I'd like to learn...
There's no time.
I'd like to learn something. So how about that book of yours, Crazy?
Wouldn't you like to know?
All secretive again, are we? I thought we got past that.
Sorry, Henry. Force of habit. My great work is complete. I picked up where Black Bertold left off and brought his conclusions to a close. I believe that my work will lay the foundations of a new world where knowledge will forever reign over darkness.
Sounds interesting.
Sorry, Henry, but that won't happen. If anyone heard about the book, the church would be after me. I hid the original so well, even you wouldn't be able to find it. Believe me, I made an effort.
You know I'd never tell anyone about...
What if you were tortured, huh? No. You can never be too sure. I even made an exact copy, just to be safe. That was even more work than we had with the original.
So maybe you could lend me this copy?
It's no longer here. I paid a messenger to take it to Kuttenberg, to someone I owe a lot to.
Crazy.
In the good hands of a messenger who'll hand it over to Hermes. You're not going to catch that fella. He set off straight for...
Who's Hermes?
That?
Well, I hope your courier arrived safely and didn't lose such a rare... What do you have?
Who are you? Can't you people leave me? My face is still swollen from the last time.
Hold on. Are you Pavel?
That depends.
Henry, you don't have to be afraid of me.
I'm Pavel. And you really weren't sent by Pivets?
I don't know any Pivets. The innkeeper in Miskovitz told me about you. He said someone gave you a right battering. Was that this...
He didn't do it himself. It was his father's men. He wouldn't get his hands dirty when he's got a rich pa, would he? His father's men. Pivets is the son of the richest farmer in the village.
So what's between the two of you? Why would he send me to you? Or anyone?
Well, he threatened he'd have me whipped if I...
If you what?
If I didn't stay away from Ursula.
And who's this?
The sweetest girl in the village. And she's really pretty.
So why doesn't Pivets want you to court Ursula?
Because her pa promised her hand in marriage to him. So he behaves like she's already his. But he doesn't deserve her.
You think?
He's a heartless bastard.
And you like Ursula?
Who wouldn't? Only... I don't know.
You don't know what?
It's all the same to you anyway. I'm very fond of her. You'll find no lass with such a big heart for miles around.
And does she feel the same way about...
Aye.
Why would you do what Pivets tells you?
I've got no choice. He's right. I'm just a hired hand. While he's the son of the richest farmer in the village.
Are you so afraid of Pivets you would let him have Ursula?
What can I do against him? I'm just an outsider and a pauper. If he wanted, he could have me thrown out of the village.
Ah.
Tivoli, where did you come from? Her parents would never give us their blessing. And even if they would, they've already promised her to Pivets, just 'cause he's rich. The only way it could change is if people started to see Pivets differently.
How do you mean?
Like if he killed someone, or robbed people in the village. What do I know?
If it turned out he was a thief?
Probably. And the main thing is, Ursula would turn against him. She's as honest as a saint. But why would he steal? He has everything he needs.
He wouldn't. Not him.
Are you saying I do it and let him take the blame? But that's a sin.
True. But all you have to do is repent, and God will forgive you.
I suppose that's true. Maybe it's not such a bad idea after all. Nothing will happen to Pivets if he's from a rich family. But he'll lose Ursula. And it'll give me time to earn enough for her dad to let me marry her. But I live here. If I get caught, they'll make me an outcast and I have nowhere else to go. Someone else will have to do the stealing.
Well, don't look at me.
Why are you putting ideas like that into my head then? Take care. And consider taking a bath, eh? What do you think you're doing? Mercy! Spare me! Let me go!
If I were you, I'd forget what I saw, pup.
Hang on! Leave me alone! Didn't I tell you to stay away from her?
Why do you live so far away from the village?
I lived here with my husband. May he rest in peace. Peter worked in the forest. We moved around a lot. And when he died, I stayed here. Folks from Miskovitz know me and come to see me. I've got everything I need here.
You said your husband worked in the forest?
Aye. I suppose it doesn't matter now if I tell you. Peter was a poacher, and that's what cost him his life in the end. He was caught and hanged on Dead Man's Hill outside Kuttenberg.
What do the locals need your help with?
I know about herbs and decoctions. I'm not a priest, but I can take care of the sick and the wounded. And there's no shortage of them these days. The soldiers who came here take whatever they want. And it's the common folk who suffer most.
Wouldn't you rather live in the village?
I'd rather be alone, where I lived with Peter, than somewhere else. But just as...
What do you have for...
Listen carefully, Grandma. I heard something. The fox
Well, it's about time someone came. I was getting worried. Are you new? Why didn't Otto come? I hope nothing happened to him.
It's my... Otter is a bit busy today. He even forgot to tell me where to take the stuff.
Oh, that's just like him. I hope he's not getting into any trouble. All right, here are some healing potions, and the lads are camped out in the woods west of here. And tell Otto to come by sometime.
I will.
And if he's in hiding or something, come back again so I know he's all right.
What in God's name happened here?
I don't want to die. Came to finish me off, you bastard.
Calm down. I'm on your side. Vlasta sent me. What happened here?
We were ambushed. You've got to help me, man. My leg. I took an arrow in the leg. I pulled it out, but it won't stop bleeding.
There's a lot of blood. But the wound isn't so deep. We need to stop the bleeding first.
And how are you going to do that?
Give me your belt. We need to strangulate the leg closer to the heart. Then I'll clean the wound and take a proper look at it.
Thank you.
It'll take a while. Try not to move too much.
Thanks, Henry.
Can you stand up?
Aye, it's better now. You must have been sent here by my guardian angel.
Well, if your guardian angel's name is Vlasta, and she makes ointments in Miskovitz, then I.
Ah, good old Vlasta. She's been helping us a lot ever since we started. Wait, do you hear that? Wolves!
Oh, shit. They must have followed the smell of blood. Can you defend yourself?
It's not like I have... Bloody scab...
You all right?
Aye, but I was starting to think we were done for. I have to do something to repay you. This is the second time you've saved my life. Our little rebellion is over, but I still have some groschen that we stole from Sigismund tucked away. I have them stashed in a jug hidden on a cliff near Miskovitz.
What are you gonna do now?
I have relatives living near Sedlitz. I'll hide out there.
I originally started looking for your group to offer an alliance. I'm from Jan Žižka's retinue. We want to put King Wenceslas back on the throne. You could join us.
Well, it's a shame you didn't get here sooner. As you can see, there's no one left.
Well, at least you can still join us.
With my leg like this. Look, yesterday I'd have said something else, but I can't anymore. I'm done fighting. You see all those dead fellas? It was me who roused them to become rebels. I don't want any more lives on my conscience.
Vlasta was worried about you. Maybe you could hide at her place.
No way. I'd just be inviting trouble to her doorstep. I have to get out of here while everyone thinks I'm dead too. Give her my thanks. For everything.
We better get out of here before something else happens.
Aye, you're right. Don't forget to collect the groschen. I hope you succeed in bringing peace back to these lands. God be with you.
Are you... Christ, take a bath.
I'm back from the camp.
What's the matter?
It's bad. When I got there, the camp was ransacked.
Good God! Is everyone all right? What?
Otter is the only survivor. I treated his wounds. He should be fine.
Thank God for that, at least.
He asked me to give you his thanks for all the help you've given them.
He's a good lad. But why didn't he come back with you?
He said he needed to hide. He'll be staying with relatives near Sedlets. He didn't want you to get into trouble.
Hopefully, he can come back when this war is over. It's ravaged so many families already. I'm glad you helped him, lad. Take one sip, and you'll get all your strength back, I promise. But don't drink too much at once.
Thank you.
It was good to see you, my friend.
It seems you're looking for help, sir.
Indeed I am. I'm looking for men for a military expedition. I am Sir Jan Posey of Zimburg.
Pleased to meet you, sir.
Who are you, anyway? Whose service are you in?
My name is Henry. And you could say I'm in the service of Sir Radzig Kobyla, of Skalitz.
Great. I see you're kitted out pretty well, all right. Have you ever been in battle with that lord of yours, Henry of Skalitz?
I have. Minor skirmishes, big battles, and not just with my liege lord.
Good. If you can keep your wits in battle, I could use your help. Have you faced Cumans? Turks? Don't they frighten you?
I've faced the Cumans. Those Hungarian mercenaries torched our village and killed my parents.
My condolences. But your experience with fighting the Cumans will come in handy. I'm on the trail of a band of Cumans who captured my brother. And I need someone who'll watch my back in combat.
Your colours, sir? Battlements, silver and red. I don't think I've ever seen that crest. Are you from far away?
Moravia. I'm the heir to... that is... I'm the Lord of Engelsberg Castle.
The heir or the lord, sir?
Lord, now. My father died recently. But let's not waste time on niceties and family history. Time is pressing, and my brother is in captivity.
How was your brother captured?
We were ambushed by this band of Cuman cutthroats in the woods near Kuttenberg. They killed my men and took Miroslav captive.
How come they didn't kill him too?
Well, they're not stupid. They knew he was a knight and they could ransom him. Or worse again, sell him into slavery.
What brought you and your company to the Kuttenberg region?
We were riding to Sedlets.
What's so important in Sedlets that you'd ride all that way?
We were transporting a valuable cargo. That's a family matter that I can't disclose to you. Certainly not until you promise to help me rescue Miroslav.
Is anyone else going to ride with us?
No one. It will just be the two. I asked the Lord of Pisek for help, but it seems the Bohemian lords are shitting their brays and afraid to set foot outside their walls, as long as Sigismund is camping there.
So you want us to track down and defeat a Cuman band? Just the two of us?
Are you afraid? They sneaked up on us. Otherwise, we'd have driven them off. They won't be expecting a counterattack so soon, and we'll have the element of surprise.
It sounds pretty hazardous. How do you want to handle it?
Well, here's the plan. We'll go back to the place where the Cumans ambushed us, follow their tracks and catch up with them. Once we find them, we'll free Miroslav and take revenge. Can I count?
All right, Sir Jan.
Yeah, excellent. I was starting to think I'd never find anyone in this kingdom with a but I need you to obey my commands to the letter. This is a matter of life and death.
I understand, sir.
Mount up and ride with me. The place where we were ambushed isn't far. Tell me, Henry, where are you from?
From Skalitz, sir.
Ah, drop the sir. You're riding into battle with me. So call me Posey. From Skalitz, you say? Where's that?
It's not far from Sasau. They mine the king's silver there. Well, they used to. The place was torched and pillaged by Sigismund's army. And it's been abandoned.
Right. You mentioned that. Well, all glory to your family to the end of time. Today we shall avenge them. That I promise you.
Which side are you on in the royal war? Are you loyal to Wenceslas or Sigismund?
Who said there are only two sides in this conflict?
How do you mean?
Loyalty. Do you think Jobst or Petr of Pisek stands by Wenceslas out of loyalty? Our own house has had dealings with Jobst. And believe me, that man is loyal first and foremost to silver. Watch out for men like that, Henry. Enough talk. We'd do better to quicken our pace. Dig your spurs in and stick close to me. You thieves! Don't move a finger or we'll kill you all! Who speaks for you?
I do. We were only passing by.
I am Sir Jan Posey of Zimburg. And these are my men here, who you are robbing and desecrating.
Your man?
Stop stammering and introduce yourself to your lord, you beast!
Mercy, sir. My name is Wojtek. We never did nothing to no one.
Did nothing? Robbing the dead is a crime. And since these are my men, I have every right to sentence you all to death for that crime.
But, sir, we didn't take nothing valuable. We was just looking for some food or some little thing we could swap for a bite to eat. These are evil times, and my wife and kids ain't got a morsel to eat. Be merciful. Sir, please, don't let him kill us. I beg you.
Mercy, sir. We were only passing by.
Hey, wait! Surely you're not going to kill them?
Have mercy, good sirs. We didn't take nothing of value.
Don't side with those bastards, Henry. Give me one good reason why I shouldn't...
You're a knight. Isn't mercy an important part of the creed you were born into? Ever since I was little, I dreamt of becoming a knight. And I always believed it wasn't just about fighting and killing, but also mercy and defending the weak. Show these wretches that a knight knows more than war and death.
I don't think they deserve mercy, but have it your... You hear that, you rabble? Go! And remember, you owe your miserable lives to Henry of Skalitz. It was only his words that saved you from execution.
Thank you, kind sirs. You'll never see us again, I swear.
Vanish!
Well, that's that.
It's pretty clear from the tracks which way that band set out. But I'd still like to have a quick look around here.
Why? What are we looking for?
There was a priest traveling with us, Father Stephen. I need to know whether they got him or not. Search the bodies on the road. I'll have a look around the cart. If you find him, come and let me know. He has something on him that's valuable to me.
Can I ask you something?
You're all right.
How come you had a priest traveling with you?
He was an emissary from Sedles Monastery. We needed him when Father died.
So you were escorting him back?
More or less. No more.
How did they ambush you?
It was dusk. But we wanted to stop off at Kuttenberg for the night. Those whoresons must have been following us for some time, waiting for an opportunity. They rained arrows on us from the woods and then charged us. Before we had time to muster, it was all over.
How did you survive?
When it started, my mare took fright and carried me away from the battle. That damned beast saved my life. And by the time I got her under control, those swine had already hauled off Miroslav and half of our cargo. I chased after them, but they lost.
Shouldn't we bury those bodies? We can't just leave them lying here.
Unfortunately, we don't have time for that. May God forgive us.
That's all.
I thought you'd never stop. We've no time.
All right.
Good. And Henry, if you happen across anything that you might find useful, go ahead and take... You should go into battle properly equipped. And anyway, someone will loot everything before I can send anyone here. The fellas had halberds. If you find one, it'll sure to keeping those bastards at a safe...
No doubt you're right. Right. This must be that priest. Dead and right. Whoever did this has no scruples. I found that...
Lord have mercy. Did he have anything on him? A small chest?
No, I didn't find anything like that. They must have stolen it.
Yeah, that's all we fucking need. Well, there's nothing to be done about it. I'll deal with it later. The Cuman's tracks lead towards the woods. It shouldn't be hard to track. We'll leave the horses here. Stay on my...
Let's go then.
Wait. You're leaving that halberd?
Damn. Well done.
Let's go then. Stick close, Henry. Look, Henry. There's some girl there. What's she doing here at night?
Good day. Are you looking for something? I don't have to be scared of you, do I? I'm just...
Hey, girl. Wait. We want a word with you.
What? Who's there?
Easy, lass. I'm Sir Jan Posey of Simburg. What's your name? What are you doing here at this ungodly hour? Aren't you afraid to leave home in the black of night?
My name is Fiolka, and I'm gathering herbs for Ma. If you pick time in the moonshine, it has stronger powers.
I see.
Are you looking for herbs too?
No. We're looking for something much less healthy. Well, Fiolka, we're on the trail of an armed band of bloodthirsty Hungarian mercenaries. Have you seen them? They carry curved swords and have strange clothes.
Curved swords? Mother of mercy? I haven't seen them, but demons like that must be hiding in them creepy ruins on the hill.
What ruins?
Ma forbade me to go there. Wait, sir? Did you say you're from Simburg?
I did.
But then you must know it. That's what those ruins are called. Simburg. Ma told me there used to be some great knight living there. Was that your papa?
What? Those bastards are holed up in our abandoned castle.
Well, they're definitely not at our mill.
Fuck! I'll show them. Run along home, Petal. It's not safe here. Henry, follow me.
God be with you,
I'll
Sir
slay
Knight.
them all.
You show them, beasts.
I'll teach those bastards. Hiding out in our ancestral home. Bastards. Boromir Gorbos! Hey! Miafene. Miafene. Boromir Gorbos!
Järykti sämätäk!
Megfogod bánni! Szabadonba! Te megcsapás!
Itt baszott szardabálom!
Remek csapás! Menekülnek!
Nem kellett volna
Nem látom! Tapaszomba!
Baszok rá!
Téged is!
Üssétek őket!
Húzz a pokolba, te fasz!
Gyerünk, szikkemetek!
Kibaszott szarzabáló!
Téged is megbaszlak!
Oh, Christ's sake! Harc! A fejükre menjetek! A fenébe! Nem érek rá egész nap! Nem kellett volna felbasznod minket, te pöcs!
Baszti rá! Egyenest a...
Kivelezünk téged!
Essünk túl rajta!
És ennyi volt! Túrod a pofádba, te rohadék!
Meg fogod bánni!
És ennyi volt!
A fenébe! Nem érek rá egész nap!
Nem kellett volna felbasznod minket!
Ennyi volt! Na mi van? Összeszartad magad?
Kivelezünk téged!
Kerítsétek be! Túrod a pofádba, te rohadék!
Meg fogod bánni!
Na, mi lesz, te hullajelölt?
Harapj egy
Nincs
kis
esélyed,
füvet!
seggfej!
Nem kellett volna felbasznod minket, te pöcs! A fenébe! Nem érek rá egész nap! Kivelezünk téged!
Túrod a pofádba, te rohadék! Kerítsétek be!
Nem kellett volna felbasznod minket! A francba!
My head! I must have hit it on something. Damn. Oh, I hope nothing's missing. No. I have everything.
Help me, lad. Untie me, fella.
Miroslav of Sim...
What? Who are you?
The battle's over. My name's Henry. I came with your brother to rescue you.
Posey's alive?
A little bloody, but alive, yes. Outside.
Thanks, Henry.
Muro!
This whole castle's falling to pieces and this fucking thing's solid as a rock.
Miro! You fellas took your sweet time?
There you are, you ungrateful son of a bitch. What's the matter? Been tugging your bone too much?
I'm still strong enough to get you on your back. All right.
Good old Simberg. Home sweet home, eh?
It's a bit ironic you saving my neck right here, eh? Poetic almost.
Nice fucking poem. Nice work, Henry. I couldn't have managed it without you.
I'm grateful to both of you, seriously. But what the fuck took you so...
I went to Sonuçta after the ambush to recruit some men to help.
Well, you didn't find many. They wanted coin, huh?
Ha! Not even for coin. All I found was a bunch of chicken shits hiding behind the walls. Not one pair of balls among them.
What about Henry here?
Henry's not a local, fortunately.
Where are you from, Henry?
From Scarlet.
Sir, my arse. Call him Tugbone like everyone else.
Tugbone?
It's a long story. I'll tell you another time.
A story he doesn't like to hear.
Yeah, about as much as you love telling it.
True. Never mind, Henry. Tell us instead how you learned to handle a weapon so well. That was fucking lovely. You should have seen us, brother. We were like two angels with flaming swords.
Seriously, Henry, where did you learn to fight? Posey doesn't praise anyone's swordsmanship without a good reason. I'm sorry I missed it.
I've had a few teachers, and a lot of practice, too. But it was the rat-eye captain, Sir Bernard of Oleschnitz, who taught me the most.
I don't know him.
Nor I.
He's an excellent swordsman, and a tough teacher.
Yeah, tough teachers make tough warriors.
So, what are you two gonna do now it's all over?
Over? We've barely started, Henry. Miro, please tell me you know where they took it.
I don't know where, but I know who. When we arrived, the band split up. The leader is a big cunt called Sharkan who speaks a bit of our language. He questioned me, but I told him to go fuck himself, and he gave up on it.
So it seems we still have some bloody work ahead of us. But first, we must reward Henry here. Here.
Thanks.
If you want to earn a bit more, stop by in a few... Meanwhile, we'll camp here. Then go back to bury our men and find out where the rest of those whoresons are hiding.
What did they steal from you that was so important?
Oh, sorry, Henry, but I can't answer that. It's a question of honor.
He helped us, though, didn't he, Posey?
Be quiet. If anyone finds out, we're fucked. It's bad enough that our own mother is refusing to hand over our inheritance. Or have you forgotten why we're here?
No, I haven't.
I thought so. Sorry, Henry, but it's really not possible. Once we find our stuff, everything will be clear. But right now, it would do more harm than good.
So this is your family seat? It looks a bit, neglected.
Well, it's been abandoned for ages.
Our clan has a certain tradition of, becoming impoverished.
Ah, bollocks. Just because we weren't born with a golden tit in our gobs doesn't mean we have to die like beggars. Our ancestors had to abandon Simburg, but our fortunes turned. We've got another Simburg castle in Moravia.
Which we had to abandon too, brother.
Aye, for now. And now, the Simburgs have their seat in Engelsberg.
But we had to leave there when our own uncle denied us father's inheritance.
We'll get it back, though.
Actually, I'd be interested to know why they call you Tug.
Oh, come on. It's a lot.
Oh, go on.
I won't. You'll just start laughing like the village idiot again.
I won't, I swear. On my word.
Bollocks. I don't believe you. Sorry, Henry.
Oh, well, I'm not going to force you. I'll just tell it myself.
Jesus Christ, you can't be serious.
Oh, come on. It's a good laugh. When we were little, this prioress from the abbey used to come to the castle to teach us to read and write. She used to come early in the morning, and one time... she walked into Miro's chamber and caught him... I can't finish.
Oh, for Christ's sake! She walked in just when I was... playing with my hobby horse. That's all.
You were what?
Tugging his bone! Tug bone!
Yeah, hilarious.
She never came back to the castle again after that.
Maybe that's why you can hardly read.
Yeah, could be.
Well, I wasn't sure what to expect. Not that.
I'd appreciate if you didn't mention it to anyone.
Naturally. Otherwise we'd have to kill you.
What? I'd never...
I'm just yanking your pizzle. Tell anyone you like. It's...
Gee.
All right. I'll bear your offer in mind.
Thanks for rescuing me, Henry.
Look out for yourselves. So did you ever find those cumulus?
Haven't found shit, my friend. God be with you.
So?
Not yet.